What can I say? Sometimes it's easier that way. And what can I do?
What isn't a racial slur? Anyway, I'm going to sit somewhere. Yeah, that worked.
Over the rainbow.
Hey, it's got my face.
First thing that popped into my head.
There's a square on my face. There's a square on my face. There's a square on my face.
Okay, wait.
You took my square, Ian.
What you lose?
Oh, my water bottle's somewhere around here. There it is. Okay. Well, I guess we can get started now.
You're fine, kid. I was just
Hello!
warning about leaning back.
Lean back.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Theme song, Beautiful Graffiti, Randy Robinson. Support on
You can lean
Bandcamp,
back if you want. Just gonna
YouTube,
cut
buy
it.
album, whatever, you know. Support stuff, because we use it.
Yep.
And it's been a while since we did one of these.
It has been a while since I did one of these.
Yeah, we've been mostly
It's been a while!
We've been busy in the office with buckets.
Oh boy.
You know, so we haven't done a discussion in quite a while.
Oh,
But here we are. And Ian was the one spearheading this one, so...
Not quite. I mostly just, that was actually a lot of Devin and Anna were spearheaded this one too, so...
Okay, well, whatever. It was not my idea.
It
That's
was...
twice my idea got thrown away.
I gave you credit!
Thank you.
And if you want to give us credit, support us on Patreon. No, we don't have
a
one of those.
Patreon?
We do not have one of those.
I didn't
no.
think we had a Patreon. We should open an OnlyFans though.
I definitely want to make merch so I can say, visit our merch store. We have merch. All of this is real. Buy it.
Also, we're sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Do you want to waste your money on a cheap Raid Gotcha game? Play Raid Shadow Legends.
Listen,
It is possible to play Raid Shadow Legends completely free, but only if you want to be a sucker that wastes time and doesn't get anywhere.
I mean, if they were
I was
paying us,
gonna
I'd be
say,
willing to shell
how
it.
about
Shell.
we don't
Mr. Shadow
advertise them?
Legends has...
They pay enough, or did we actually get advertised by them?
We're not actually advertising,
advertising.
but
Well,
but they can. They can pay us. Mr. Shadow Legends has very deep pockets.
Also,
Ray
ahead and
D.
pay us and
Shadow
stop talking
Legends
shit
is
about
very
it.
rich.
Also, try this new Magic Spoon cereal. It only tastes a little bit like cardboard.
And I actually like Magic Spoon.
Yeah, but I'm trying to piss off all of YouTube's big sponsors.
I'm not sure
New
why.
egg
Spoon
cream.
Because
cereal.
fuck it.
It's the special.
You know what? Screw Blue Apron.
Yeah, fuck it.
Cereal.
Hey, you guys want Blue Apron? Go to Aldi's and buy the stuff like an adult.
Yeah,
I'll especially tell you to fuck off of Blue
make
Apron.
your own recipes.
I
Experiment.
have my own pissy thing about Blue Apron, but that's because I'm a truck driver.
I was like, in my experience, all of those meal delivery services wind up being too delayed getting to where they're going and spoil in the returns terminal place here at FedEx. I mean, some of them maybe go through. I don't know, but I know we get way too many things stuck in circulation and that data spoil.
Also, just to be clear, Blue Apron is way more expensive than you should have to pay for what you get out of it.
Yep, part of the perks are if you don't have any recipes, they provide them. But go on the internet, grab recipes, or just experiment with raw materials. You know.
Fuck it.
Who else is a big sponsor on YouTube? One more. Let's piss one more off.
I don't want to pick on Better Health. That's actually
Yeah,
like a
okay,
charity.
that's not good.
Let's see.
Surfshark.
Yeah.
Oh, no, NordVPN.
I don't want to piss them off either because they gave Tom Scott a lot of freedom with his fucking advertisements, and that's pretty cool.
The VPNs.
That is cool. But
NordVPN.
Okay, I'm good with that one.
NordVPN.
here's the thing about a VPN. 99% of you do not need a VPN.
I do like the feature of tricking streaming services
That is
into
the
regions.
That is the reason to get a VPN is if you want to be able to watch Japanese Netflix or Tubi TV. Tubi's awesome. Watch Tubi TV. It's free. That's not a paid sponsorship. I just am a shill for Tubi TV.
We don't get paid money.
Yeah, fuck it. That's why
I have so little money, I've canceled my Disney Plus subscription.
Fuck Disney Plus.
Exactly. There's nothing I wanted to watch anymore.
That reminds me of a game I'm gonna have.
Which takes us to the topic we were going to talk about, but then got distracted by distractions.
As usual.
This topic was where everyone was going to go through their top 10 selection of video games. I believe.
So we'll start on one of the ends and just work down.
Sure, why not?
The entire list, or was
Seven.
One at a time. We'll just start at 10,
Okay.
9, 8. Oh, God, yeah. So, do you want to start, Devin? Because this was kind of your idea.
Ooh.
Fuck you, yeah.
I only have 7. So.
What?
I only have 7 right now.
No.
I guess the first game we can talk about. Are we starting at 10 or are we starting at?
Start at 10. Start at the bottom. Have you never seen a top 10 video before?
I didn't put them in order. I just put down the list.
Wow.
I did put them in order too. Fuck
You
I
know
did
what?
judge now.
I
Fuck you!
don't have anything in particular order either, so I'm just.
Mine's not. My number 1 spot is my number 1 favorite game. So games. But number 10 should be honestly higher in my opinion for me, but I have it because it's the last one I thought of. Metroid.
The Metroid franchise. in
Metroid
general.
franchise.
Or did,
My favorite ones would probably be Metroid Prime.
fair enough.
I just
The
enjoy
Metroid
it.
Prime franchise. Gotcha.
Yeah, but
So
I
those
just
are
love
the
Metroid in general.
GameCube?
Yeah, those are like the
GameCube, Wii.
The first person ones, yeah.
Okay.
The third one was on the Wii, and that's the one I started with. Or the Prime series. My first Metroid game was Fusion for Game Boy Advance. Fuck that game.
My first one was Return of Samus on the Game Boy.
Yeah, Metroid 2.
Yep.
So good they remade it.
Other M's not your favorite?
I have never played Other M, so I have no opinion for Other M. It's the only Metroid game I have not played.
Fair enough.
But I do want to play it to at least give it a try because I just like Metroid.
Well, I've heard, pretty much what I've heard from Other M is that the gameplay is okay, but all the lore issues are just basically the lore issues and the story is, and what they do with the characterizations are what people are complaining about, not the gameplay itself.
And I know a huge complaint about this is kind of a gameplay issue with Other M. Huge stretches of nothing while you're listening to monologuing.
Yeah, okay. That's fair.
Just give me a minigame where I just like shoot him.
That's what everybody said. They're like, why can't these monologues be going on while we're playing? Sounds like it sounds like
Found a number 8.
I don't know. I kind of like the idea of like you just walk around in her
damn.
suit, and they force you to sit there and listen to monologue. And you just like shoot them, and nothing happens. You just shoot them.
Suddenly somebody hits on your radio and she just pulls out her iPhone and starts playing Candy Crush.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
I'm so not interested.
Gotta love
in
that Chozo technology, everyone.
Shut up, Adam. Shut up, Adam. Shut up. That was his name, right, Adam?
Adam.
Yes.
Shut up.
By the way,
That's-
can we include games we've never played but have a massive effect on our lives?
I don't.
Is that a
It just
favorite
said
game?
it just said favorite.
I don't believe in rules. So yeah, I don't give a fuck. Chaotic.
Otherwise, I'm down to 8 again.
Anyway,
I'm kind of. Caleb, next.
Caleb?
For me, it would be my number 10 was SSX3, just a snowboarding game.
Oh, the snowball SSX Tricky or
Tricky's the second one.
Oh, okay.
I like 3 more because they had a little broader.
I just remember
Way to play.
like from the 90s or whatever, they had the stupid song in the commercial.
Tricky.
Tricky.
Very good
tricky.
I
a lot
only
of fun with
played
that
a demo snowboarding game. I have
No,
no
I'm
clue
gonna do
which
that.
one.
That is my number 10. It's very.
Leave her alone.
And all you had to say about that was like snowboarding game. Fun.
Snowboarding game. It's a very fun snowboarding game.
Okay.
I have a lot of good memories playing that game.
Fair
I had a
enough.
lot
They
of
don't.
fun.
They don't always
not a
have to
whole lot
be
about it.
deep dives. You know.
Well, it is my number 10.
Yeah.
Most of mine things on my list is giving me fond memories. Metroid is probably the only one that I don't have fond memories of. I just like playing it.
Next up, I
Like, if
believe is
anything-
Anna.
Anything
Well-
with Metroid, I have very unfun memories.
I'm going to say my number 10 is probably going to be... I'm going to go ahead and just say... Knights of the Old
You're
Republic 2.
KOTOR 2,
I
huh?
understand.
Never played it, but heard a lot of good things about it.
Say I've
See,
seen
I
all
like
stuff
Star
about it,
Wars,
it seems
so
cool.
I know for the most part KOTOR 1 is praised over KOTOR 2, but I like KOTOR 2 better just gameplay wise, but I will admit KOTOR 2 is a completely unfinished game.
from the rest on the list that we've already talked about, it sounds like you just like the number 2. Is it from all the other games you told us earlier? It sounds like you just like the number 2. You
Yeah.
have a lot of number
Second
2s on that
game
list,
franchise.
buddy.
Yes, I did. But I
Which is fine. I don't care. I'm just thought I'd point out.
well, for me, it's actually kind of weird. I end up with a weird form of sequelitis where I play, like some games I'll play the second version first, and then I can't live without the advancements made in the system, even though the first one's a better game.
Nah.
Best example of that I can give,
Gamers.
comparing New Vegas to 3. Fallout New Vegas is just a better contained gameplay and everything, but Fallout 3 is widely considered the better game.
Is it? Because most people I hear say New Vegas is a better game than
Most
Fallout.
people I hear like Fallout 3. They don't like the community system in New Vegas.
I mean, the community system is the only improvement New Vegas had that I actually did like.
A lot of people don't like it.
Because I've always hated binary alignment systems in games.
Anyway, we'll talk about New Vegas later because it's on my list. Got it.
Alright then. Alright, fair.
But,
We will have this Fallout discussion later.
yes.
It's on my list because I love New Vegas.
I will admit another big part of why I like KOTOR 2 over KOTOR 1 is I actually got to start out as a freaking Jedi.
I don't start Jedi in 1? That's
Nope.
That's
The fuck
probably...
you start out in 1? Fucking bounty hunter? With a gun and go pew pew?
Yeah, technically. Well, you start as a
Smuggler?
soldier of the Republic.
Um,
You can be a soldier, a smuggler, or a scout. Either way, though, you start in the same story. You're basically on
can
a
I just be a
Republic
bounty
ship.
hunter for the good side? Go
Um,
pew pew.
You start as a civilian, then you become a Jedi.
Cool.
In KOTOR 2, you start as a Jedi and then become a Jedi, essentially a Jedi Master. Or a Sith Master.
They probably did that because people like the lightsaber combat from the first one. And you're like, well, they like that a lot. Let's not take that away.
Actually wasn't that much of a difference. It was closer to a turn-based RPG than a combat, than there being different styles of combat. They did that because it's fucking Star Wars and you're supposed to be playing as a fucking Jedi.
That's what a lot of people... they surely got complaints.
I want to play a Stormtrooper.
Yeah, I mean, Knights of... Not Knights of...
SWTOR, Star Wars, The Old Republic, the
That's a-
online game.
Oh,
you
yeah,
gonna
that's what I'm
play as
trying
a
to say.
Stormtrooper?
You can be a soldier, you can be a
You can be a
bounty hunter.
soldier or a bounty hunter. Both of the soldiers are basically stormtroopers.
Depending on what side you choose.
The bounty hunters are Boba Fett.
Yeah.
You can be an Imperial agent.
Bounty
Which
hunter has
is-
a lot of explosions, and I like explosions.
They changed up the system completely.
Fuck! My explosions!
Any non-Jedi character can have the fighting styles of every other character.
That's cool.
Meaning, you can be a smuggler who does explosions. You can be a bounty hunter who wields 2 pistols.
I just
Wasn't that what Jango Fett did?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you realize how ecstatic you look just now?
I like explosions, okay? Diablo 3, grenades for days. Come on now.
Yeah.
I guess it's my turn?
I guess
I
so.
believe so.
Alright, my number 10 is PlayStation 2 Wizardry Tales of the Forsaken Land.
I have never heard of that game. What?
And so, Wizardry is an old it might be an RPG franchise that outdates Final Fantasy.
I'm surprised there was a Wizardry game for PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah, no, there's actually...
Wow.
When we first talked about this, you know how I said that I'm probably going to be the lamest person on this thing? You guys are going to have all these, like, extravagant names on this and all that. You know how you stayed silent because you knew I was right?
I didn't think so.
Anna actually defended herself when we got to that discussion. You were just over there like, Man, he's fucking
Let's do
right.
the well, to be fair, in a huge portion of that discussion, I was asleep.
Well, I was still right. I don't know what the... You have to go in more detail.
This
I don't
is
know
really
if
the only real major outlier on my
I don't
list.
believe you.
It really is. It honestly is.
You have to go in detail.
Wizardry is an old, and I like all the Wizardry games, and they are just like bang your head on the wall kind of games.
I remember playing like one of the first Wizardries on the school computer. Like that was like a step above Apple II. I do remember that.
Tales from the Forsaken Land streamlined a lot of the just awful stuff. It's actually the game I was asking you. So is it still a roguelike if the dungeons are not procedurally generated? Because the idea of the game is there's a giant dungeon, and you go in for a little bit, get your ass beat, pour it out, heal up.
I think is yours one of the old type of games, the old grid paper dungeons, where where your best bet is to have grid paper beside you and make a map of the dungeon as you go.
The old Wizards this one actually has an auto map feature, so it maps the dungeon out as you walk. But yes, so you go out, you rest, you buy some new gear, level up, and then you get a little further, get your ass kicked, pour it out, level up, buy some better gear, go a little further.
That sounds like Dark Cloud a little bit.
Kind of, except Dark Cloud is procedurally generated.
Sure.
One of the big things about Wizardry Tales for the Forsaken Land is, like, you beat the 4th floor, you can open it, the 5th floor. There's a shortcut to the 1st floor, so next time you go in after you get that far, you can just go to the 1st floor and go straight down to floor 5 instead of going through 2, 3, and 4.
It's similar to the shortcuts in Diablo 1.
Yeah, yes, actually.
The big question is, what do you lose on death?
The game.
Yeah, you get one shot.
You have to use they're called teleport potions to port out.
It's not a roguelike thing.
Yes, if you die, you lose the game.
That's not what I consider a roguelike. Roguelike is you lose a character. Here's your new character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no, this game has resurrection. If you lose one character, you build a team of 6. If you lose one character, you can just res them. But
That's not really a roguelike. That's just a...
No.
I was just wondering, because it's one of those games where it's like, okay...
But if you do lose all 6, then...
Oh, yeah, if you lose all 6, game's over. One of the things I don't like about Wizardry Tales from the Forsaken Land is... So in the Wizardry games, they had a Paladin-style class. It's a fighter that uses white magic.
The Lord.
Yes, they call it a knight now, and I'm like, but I want to be a lord!
It always was Lord!
It's always been lord!
That was a unique thing to Wizardry. The class was Lord. I loved that.
Fighter...
I never played this game.
Fighter, thief, mage, priest, lord. The black magic fighter was a samurai, and then the sage class, the red mage, was a bishop, and then there's ninjas. They're monks. They're evolved versions of thieves. They're basically monks. They have a high crit rate. They're fast. They can't do treasures as well as thieves, though. In the old games, the idea was you level up as a thief so you gain the stats to be a ninja, but most people are like, since you reset to level 1, they're like, you're just better off keeping your thief instead of trying to get 20 levels to get ninja. But they balanced that in. Feels like it's taking land. There you go, that's my number 10.
Yes, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
My number 10 slot belongs to Chrono Trigger.
Oh my god, Josh, you just reminded me of something.
Chrono Trigger, of all the JRPGs I've ever played, Chrono Trigger is the only one that I have come back to multiple times to play again. And it's just, there's something about trying to make a better build, make it strong enough to be able to try to maybe one day finally get all of the endings.
I was going to say, there's 16 of them?
There's something like that. There's a lot of endings.
Jesus Christ.
I still have not completed every ending for Chrono Trigger.
Jesus Christ.
I'm guessing one of the first ones is the beat him immediately.
Yes.
It's not as hard as you think. I mean, yeah, you might have to go through New Game
Yeah,
Plus a couple times to be able to own Lavos just by your onesie, but Yeah, after a couple go-throughs of the game, you're a high level to be able to do that. But what I tend to do to try to tackle the endings is I do go for the first one first because you have to beat the game to get New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go in descending order where you go through the whole game until the next stop. Yeah, so the game keeps getting shorter, but still.
So the one after that would be the one where you don't choose to crash the Wings of Time into Lavos. Would be the second one. Right?
The next one in the list is the Ocean Palace. When you fight him before Kronos' death.
Okay.
Because after you res Kronos, then you have the side quests you could do or not do.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for a what? 20-year-old game?
More than that.
Like almost 30, it was in the 90s. 96, I think. But, Chrono Trigger, yeah, it's hardly a spoiler when some might argue it was something that happens halfway through the game. But,
Spoilers are spoilers.
yeah.
I mean, hypothetically, isn't
I've
saying
never played
literally
Chrono Trigger.
anything about the plot of a game a spoiler?
Yeah.
I pissed off Caleb by saying that same sentence over everything she says when we're talking about it.
I could be like, Chrono Trigger is a game. Spoiler!
Yeah, I didn't know it was a game. I thought it might have been a movie.
To the point that when we were watching Buffy, I'll ask a question and she'll just tell me to shut up before she spoils it. She ruins all my fun.
That's really all I had to say about that.
At least when
There's
she
so
does
much
it's an accident.
Chrono Trigger.
That's valid.
I agree. I've only really ever gotten like
The only
3
spoiler
endings.
that really
Yeah.
hurt me was a very sweet, adorable accident, but it still hurt my feelings nonetheless. She could have just agreed with me.
But yeah,
Could have just agreed.
there's so much replay value that I've actually gone back to it so many times.
I wish they would release a version of Chrono Trigger
It
where they
wasn't.
properly
That's
translate
the
Chrono's
thing.
elements.
It's not.
Yeah, because it's
It's supposed to be heaven.
light.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
really
it's not lightning.
It's
It's
supposed to be heaven. Heaven.
Could be the cloak crystal with the sword through it.
okay.
You know?
but-
Dale, your turn.
All right. And this is an old classic arcade game where you actually went into the arcade and put quarters in this thing and played it.
You know, back when dinosaurs were around there.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
It was called Quick Draw.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. I know this one. Go ahead.
Yeah, you had the old 6-shooter pistol connected to the game by a metal cord, and you tried to beat the guys on the screen before they shoot them before they shot you.
Fun little scene from Back to the Future 2.
You have 3.
2 when they went
Oh.
to the future.
Okay.
But they had a quick in the '80s nostalgic cafe. They had a cabinet for Quick Draw, and Marty's like showing off with it. He's doing his gun kimbo, twirling, then bang. And he's like, and the cool kids watching him was like,
That's good.
"Look at him using his hands. It's a baby game."
So that's it. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
I miss Gun Con games.
Oh, Back to the Future. Good.
Yeah.
He said Gun Kimbo, so I went to a little bit.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's a
they-
good- that's a good-
Back to the Future
Quick
was
Draw.
good too.
I think a more Western one was Wild
That's
Gunman,
good.
but it was a little same game.
Give it
Yeah.
Well, Quick Draw was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking graphics that were just
Oh
like
shit!
that
I
game.
leaned
few
myself off
degrees
camera.
above
Ian, how could you?
wireframe.
Sorry, you guys got to miss this beautiful face.
Yeah.
And then the ratings went down again.
Oh no.
Anyway, I guess we're back to Devin.
Devin.
Number 9.
So I would like to say the main reason I made fun of Ian when we first started talking about this in the chat about making all these obscure games that no one will ever hear. It's because my list is full of games that everyone plays. My number 9 is BioShock. The entire series.
Haven't played.
However, I'd say
How many games are there? 3?
3.
3, but well, 5 if you consider the System Shock games are predecessors.
Yeah.
What's System Shock?
Are they
System
good?
Shock is spiritual predecessor,
Yeah.
at least.
I did not know that they were related.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even-
semi. I forget if it's.
Wow, I have to
true
research that,
spiritual
They
predecessor
are,
or-
You may have just opened me up a
System
little
Shock
bit.
1 and 2 are considered spiritual successors to
That's all this
Bioshock.
I would have to say though, my favorite story is 3. However, I really love 2 Because you're a goddamn big daddy the entire fucking time of a goddamn drill. It's just so much fun.
My favorite story is Bioshock 1, but as far as gameplay goes, 3 is my favorite, the Bioshock
The
games.
pseudo-objectivism.
Yes.
We reread Anne Ryan and made a game out of it.
And Rand, yeah.
Yeah.
3 is just a good game, but I really will say 3 is probably my favorite because there's I can't think of anything wrong with that game. I can think of a lot of things wrong with 2. I just really love the fact you're a goddamn big daddy.
Fair enough.
I
I
can't
still
get past
remember when I told Devin I was interested in playing the Bioshock games, even though I've been spoiled for a lot of the story for them.
I told you, I asked you if you cared or not. You said I don't give a
It's
shit.
still good.
And I no, when you asked if I cared about spoilers, I said, well, I've already been pretty spoiled by it. And you went, what have you been spoiled? You looked at me, I looked and knew immediately what you were asking,
Ghosts.
Ghosts.
and I said
Toasts.
3 words.
Don't say them.
Don't say them.
Spoiler alert. Okay,
It's a
guys.
spoiler alert.
Then we just did our spoiler alert, skipped up whatever, skip 5 minutes or some shit. This doesn't matter. Nobody
This
watches
whole
anyway.
thing's a spoiler alert. Just don't even
Say,
watch
say
it.
the 3 words.
Would you kindly?
I said don't say them because I fucking hate those 3 words. You don't realize how many times I played that game. First time, it pisses me off because the first time I didn't fucking catch on at all. Second time I played through, I was like, nah, they say he said that, but no way up. Yeah, no, he says it the entire fucking time. It's fucking annoying.
Every time he says it, the next action you perform has to be what he asked you to do.
It just proves how low my perception score truly is.
Yeah, I
Yes.
didn't notice. I didn't notice it the first time either, Devin. So don't. I mean, I had to be told that too. So yeah, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad.
I'm sure it happened to a lot of people.
So, the spare feelings.
Don't say it.
High and
I'm
low
sure it
risk.
happened to a lot of
So, the spare
You're saying
Devil's
like you-
feelings. We're moving on to Caleb now, or?
Oh, number 9. Oh.
Hold on.
Okay.
Did you fall for it? Did you catch on? Because Kayla caught on.
Yeah,
You just didn't know what the fucking meant.
I didn't.
Fuck you.
I'm with you. I'm on you, Devin. I didn't know either. So
Kayla literally asks me before the fucking scene. She goes, "Why is he always saying 'would you kindly'? Is that a fucking like mind control thing?" I just looked at her and went, "Fuck you, Kayla," and just walked away.
I would have. I can guarantee I would have fallen for it, but I also wouldn't have cared. I'm the kind of person where if he had said that, I just would have done it anyway,
yeah.
Well,
without realizing he said, "Would you kindly?"
Mm-hmm.
the thing
I
that
wouldn't have realized it.
the thing that pisses me off is I didn't catch on. The only reason why Kayla catches on is because she's really good at getting things that are just repetitive.
Mm-hmm.
Like the third time, she's like, "Wait, what?" And it just pisses me off.
Kayla's real good at picking out repetitive details.
I also play games very passively. So like, I'll play a game with like a podcast or music playing in the background. So I don't necessarily pay as much attention to tiny details like that as I should.
Oh, my problem is I kind of just play games and I'm like, oh, I have been given this new objective. Not paying attention to what he was actually fucking saying.
Same here. Same here.
I do not know who I am. I do not know why I am here. But I do know I must kill.
Half the time when I play games, I just rewrite the story in my head and make my own new story of the game.
That's like how I play most
That
games.
works.
Anyway,
Caleb.
Caleb, what's your number?
My number 9 is going to have to be X-Men for the Sega Genesis.
it's probably on a couple of
That was
lists.
the
Hell
one
yeah.
where Storm was in the water, wasn't it?
I don't fucking know. I haven't played any X-Men games.
That one you picked your character at the beginning of every level. I know what
Yeah.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
Was it Cyclops, Wolverine, Nightcrawler?
Cyclops, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Beast, Gambit.
So I think there were only
Sexy
5.
Beast.
I think Psylocke is one of them. The woman who can make
The
weapons
weapons,
out
I
of
didn't know
energy.
what Psylocke is.
I was just making sure I was correct.
Yeah,
I said
no, the
Psylocke
one
and I
who
said
creates
yes
Psy-
myself.
I do remember if you're playing
I
a
think she's in
two-player,
there, too.
if you're playing a two-player game, if you get separated, Jean Grey will take the player from behind and drag them forward.
Yeah.
Which made in two-player games Nightcrawler really powerful because Nightcrawler could bam through some obstacles. So it's like, all right, Wolverine, bam, walk forward. Then Jean Grey would just grab Wolverine and drag him up.
But yeah, it's probably the hardest game on my list, and I really just like
It's
it
a
because
fucking hard
it's.
game.
I played it when I was really little.
Yeah.
Me being the youngest person here.
Oh, it's an old beat 'em up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, it is.
Yes. But it's just got a lot of nostalgia for me. I
This
played it a lot.
one's kind of more of a platformer than a beat 'em
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like-
a little bit of.
Oh
yeah,
fuck! I got Wolfenstein on this list. Fuck.
up. You got Bulbasaur on that list?
Wolfenstein.
Bulbasaur? Bulbasaur.
My favorite starter.
I was Charmander by myself. I was
Squirtle?
big fire types.
I understand.
I was
I'll put
big
it
fire
in
type.
honorable mention.
Mine always varied when it came to the generations, but
I'm
I'm
guessing
sure
you picked
Pokemon's
Mannequin.
on somebody's list, so we'll discuss that
Oh, yeah.
later.
Just
But yeah,
not
that's
on my
about-
list.
that's
Actually,
not
no,
It's
it's
very
actually
simple
not on
game.
mine.
Pokemon is a week's
You should say that hardest game on your list is a
itself.
very simple game.
Yeah, really.
It's a
As a
simple
matter of
game.
fact, we
It's just
actually had a
hard.
discussion
it's a
about
platformer
Pokemon,
from
like
Sega Genesis
Pokemon
Sword
tabletop
Balls.
game once.
Which got liked by a Pokemon tabletop company.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit. I expect
Are we
some.
that close to sponsorship?
I doubt it.
Fuck, and I'll happily show them shit they're gonna sponsor. Cause I'm... Anyway, I think it's Anna's turn.
Mhm.
My next game, which I'm going to do the one you reminded me of just now with your.
Sure.
The one I've got to do is Chrono Cross.
Chrono Cross.
I played it long before Trigger,
The sequel, so, okay.
and
Or
oh my
Another
god.
number 2.
I will,
And then number 2.
I will say that if you played Cross first, so your experience was different than mine.
Yes.
As I played
Usually
Trigger
not.
first, and so a lot of
Usually
things
that's
that
how it
came up
happens.
in Cross hit me harder, different than you. But go on.
Yeah.
But I loved everything about it. But it's sort of telling the story of how I got Chrono Cross sort of leads into another one.
They're good games. I just wouldn't
The
say
main
them.
reason I got Chrono Cross is because of brand loyalty. It had the
Top
Square in
50
it, it had the
definitely.
Squaresoft
Top 10.
logo. So I went, yoink!
I do think Chrono Cross is overly hated as a game.
Yeah, I don't
And,
think it deserves that.
I get kind of the whole lore thing, but I don't give a shit. I like Chrono Trigger, but I don't give a shit about Chrono Trigger
I've
lore.
never played any of the Chrono
I-
games.
Did not
I'm not a
like
JRPG fan, so.
the elements system as much. I just did not care for the element system.
I can't
Yeah.
talk about this game because, like I said, I'm not a JRPG fan.
Yeah,
so
I've
I
never
didn't
played
play
any
them.
Chrono
And then you're not gonna have a lot to say about most of my list.
The
honestly.
only turn-based RPG I actually liked was the Mario and Luigi games.
They were good though.
They were good.
Man, I should have put Super Mario RPG on my list.
It's okay.
I'm
Okay,
changing my list as I go, so
My turn?
as far as I know.
I made quite a few changes also.
Alright, so here's gonna be one of the 2 non-RPGs on my list. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4, Turtles in Time.
Ooh, yeah, that was decent.
The Super Nintendo one.
Probably the only well-known game on your list.
That is not true. I guarantee my next one will be very well known. It's just a very well built side-scrolling built beat 'em up.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not arguing your taste. I'm just saying.
That is not true.
Every time we talk about favorite video games,
The only really hyper obscure one is 10 and maybe 3.
I don't believe you.
It's true.
We'll know when we get to the next couple.
I don't know. I don't know what else to say about Turtles in Time. It's the well built beat 'em up, and me and my brother used to play it all the time.
I don't know. You don't have to need the big old fucking paragraphs. The reason why you like the favorite games is your favorite game.
Josh.
Well, I might as well do that one now since I already kind of alluded to it. Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars. The original, the original Square ambitious title they made. It's like, yeah, they later on they went ahead with Paper Mario
Why
and
couldn't just
Mario
do
and
the
Luigi
ones?
franchise.
Why
Which
couldn't you just
are
do
like
the
shadows
ones?
of Mario RPG.
Mm-hmm.
They're very close, but they just didn't hit the mark.
I agree, and I do like the Paper Mario games.
Yeah.
I do think they're good games.
But they just aren't the same as Mario RPG. It was...
One of the things I liked about Mario RPG is it made the world feel bigger than most Mario games do. You know, Mario games is like
Yeah.
Grassland, Fireland, Iceland, boss.
And
It
it gave you a little bit more
That was
depth
a-
about what you usually get. Yeah.
That was a Ben Crushaw reference. In case anyone cares. But like you go to these different islands and you get to see how like the different people, like the mining town with the moles.
Why
and,
did
like,
these
living.
exist and all that stuff? You get explanations for it. It was fun.
It makes the Mario world feel lived in as opposed to just a series of platforming challenges.
And let's face it, anyone who's ever played Mario RPG has desperately wanted Gino and Smash.
Yes.
Not Mallow, Rick Mallow.
Yeah, I'd be okay with Mallow.
I have no
but
problem with
we
Mallow.
want Gino and Smash Nintendo. Apparently, actual, like, real human beings hear what I'm saying. Gino, Smash.
And not just as a friggin' spirit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Man, we don't even get him as an assist trophy.
No, he's just a spirit. But, apparently it's so much easier to deal with because they... But, man, which confounds me because they've had partnerships with Square. What's the friggin' holdup? It's not a copyright thing.
Yeah,
Both copyright owners
Exactly.
are chummy with each other.
I have a question. Is that the first... Is Super Mario RPG the... I'm sure maybe somebody can correct me in the comments. Is it the first RPG with an active battle system? What I mean is you don't just input a command and then it happens. Because like in Mario RPG,
Yeah,
it's
with
like...
the jump move, you
Or
have
the
the
time-
almost...
The time hits, attack, and then if you hit the button in the
Yeah.
middle of the attack, and you hit the attack button again, you
There-
do a secondary
there-
attack.
Those
Kinda
are
like Legends
almost
of Dragoon.
quick time events, almost.
Which should be on my list, but it's not.
Yeah, they're almost quick time events.
Depends on if 7 came before it, because 7 had an active time system too.
Final Fantasy 7?
That's close to the same amount of time.
How
Was
was
it
this?
the Super Mario SNES and 7's PS1?
Yeah.
It was close to the same.
To me, the difference between an active and a turn-based is you select. In a turn-based, you select it, and then it happens after you select.
Oh,
That's not what he was
no,
talking
that's
about.
not what I'm talking about at all. Because if
It's
that's
turn-based.
the case, then Final Fantasy 4, 5, and 6 had timing bars. What I'm talking about is when you do your actions. So in Super Mario RPG, you click attack, and then in the middle of the attack, if you click attack again, you'll do a secondary hit. Like
Which guarantees
Final Fantasy 8 had a similar system.
Yeah.
you actually had a influence on whether or not you critically hit.
Yep.
Basically.
And also block, because if an opponent attacked you,
Yeah.
you could hit a button real quick, and your character throw his fist up and defend.
Yeah, Final
Yeah,
Fantasy
it's
had a
just
system like
single
that.
So
We'll get to
well-
eventually.
Final Fantasy 8 had a system like that. Legendary Good had a system like that.
Oh God!
But anyway,
Actually, no. I have to add. Oh no, I have to take something off. Oh no,
But
'cause I
anyway,
know I have to add. Shit.
any Mario game that
Are
lets
you adding Legend?
No.
Okay.
any Mario
Yes, I am adding.
I will say this though. Any Mario game that gives you the option to play as Bowser automatically gets bonus points.
Wait, are you adding that game to your list?
Legend.
Yes. The PlayStation 1 game.
I both want to and don't. Because
Well,
I mean, there's a lot of stuff I want to talk about on here, but
So anyway, I'm done. I think I said all I about Mario RPG. Dale?
can you think of something you can get rid of?
Well, this is
I'm
another
working on
old arcade classic.
Yeah, I can.
It was called Death Race.
I love how weird.
Death Race, huh?
Yeah, you're driving this little car around, and there are zombies walking around, and you run them over.
Oh, that sounds actually pretty fun.
And when you hit them,
Oh, this
they
is
disappear, and a little cross-shaped headstone pops up.
Neat.
And you have to pay attention to where you hit them,
I found one.
because you're creating your own little maze made of headstones at the same time as you're hitting the zombies.
And you're done if you hit a headstone.
Yes,
I see.
your car crashes.
So it's kind of, not quite, but almost
Oh,
like
fuck.
Centipede.
Oh, yeah.
No, I don't.
Just a little.
I mean,
Never played Centipede,
in a
so
weird
maybe,
way, but kind of. Instead
yeah.
of worrying about running into your own tail, you have to worry about running into headstones.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
kind of like Snake.
Yeah. So yeah, that,
I would have to get my wife to talk about Centipede. That's one of her all-time favorites.
no worries. That was a neat game. I never heard of Death Race, but
I
it
never
sounds
heard of it
fun.
Like I said, it's the old one you had to go in and put quarters in.
I got-
I've heard Death Wish. I think
I
they
have
made it again for 64 because I remember seeing it.
I have a I have a MME emulator, and there's so many games on there that I've never heard of, and honestly, just haven't had time to play through all of them yet. There's so many of them, they're like colored block, slightly different colored block with a slight little other smaller block on top of it.
Alright, well, Devin?
Get the table.
Sure.
Table.
Get the table.
That's a wrestling
That's
reference.
it's a wrestling.
It's Devin, not Devon. Move on.
Nope, I will not. That joke will keep coming up.
Yeah, keep making a joke. The person who never watched wrestling.
What's your number 8?
Digimon Card Battle.
No.
Hell yes.
Digimon card battle, huh?
Yeah, it's on my list because I never beat it.
Neither
I
have I.
wanted to. I got stuck at fucking Cody. I don't remember my age, but I vividly remember going to a not GameStop with a family member.
Not
Damages?
game stuff.
It was in Columbus. I don't know. I don't remember. I was too young.
Because before it was GameStop, it was Babbage's.
Oh no.
Okay, then never mind.
It was like originally thought it was a rental store, like a store like a mom and pop rental store where you go and rent movies for like a couple of days.
Hell yeah.
Apparently not, because it had a price tag and my family member bought it.
Well, some of those rental stores will sell stock that's not selling, that's not moving it, not selling rents anymore. So could still possibly
And,
be.
I just remember playing it all the time, alongside all the demo discs I always played. I played Crash Bandicoot demo disc and this on PS1.
I
Jam
love
X.
love Digimon Card Battle. I love that game.
I just have a lot of fond memories. I just love Digimon over Pokemon, so I was like, alright.
It.
Just brings back a lot of nostalgia.
I would part of me say that it would make a good card game, but the problem is with the way, like, one, how you select the rock, paper, scissors attack mode, and the calculations required from, like, the gamble system and stuff would just be very mentally exhausting to do IRL. I love the gamble system where it's like, okay, you can take the top card of your deck, flip it over, and whatever a secondary effect, special effect it has gets applied. You don't know what it is, could be nothing, could win the game for you, but it's like, well, he's going to beat me and I don't have anything in my hand to do it, I'm going to flip the top card on my deck and see what I get.
Okey-dokey.
Caleb, get the tables.
Caleb.
My number 8 is a game for PlayStation 2. It's called The Suffering. And it's a very...
Oh.
The gameplay is a little
Oh, that game.
jank for the time, but the story is the main reason why I like it. It's a very, very good story-driven game.
That's the person one, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking
Yes,
about.
very
That's also
good.
my second favorite Coheed and Cambria song.
That's a good, that's a good song. Yeah, it's a very good game. You're in a. For those that don't know, you're a prisoner in a prison.
Oh, okay.
You're
It's
it's one of the first games I ever played that where like your decisions in the game affected a possible ending. It had multiple endings, and basically depending on what you did in the game, you would get a bad, a good, or a neutral ending.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just you could either be a wrongfully convicted guy. You could be like that was your good ending. You were wrongfully incarcerated.
Mm-hmm.
The neutral ending was you did do the things that they put you away for, but it was more or less an accident. And then the bad ending is you purposely did everything that happened. Yeah, but it's like it borders on like third-person shooter horror game,
Definitely a horror game.
and it's I really like
Gory.
it. I really like it.
It really explains a
The
lot.
story's good.
I have a shockingly lack of horror games on my list.
Wow!
I don't think I have a single.
I think that's
have a
the
single-
only game that could be
I don't think
considered
I have
horror.
I don't have a single one. Not a single horror game on my list.
Yeah, me either.
Something
That
like
say something about the horror game genre.
Yeah, because you both love horror movies.
I love horror movies. Alright, my next one is Katamari Damacy.
Hell yeah.
Katamari
Never,
Damacy.
never.
Original or
I have a
franchise?
PS3.
The original. I wasn't
Right.
super fond of We Love Katamari.
Never
Fair enough.
interested.
And it just felt kind of token.
The only one I played was Katamari Forever.
I've never played that one.
That's for PS3.
Mine is Katamari Damacy.
All I know
The
is
music. Oh my god, the
all I
music.
know is Katamari Damacy is the only one that was remade for the Switch. So
What's it even about?
Well, so you're
yes, let's break it through the plot.
so God
God of the Cosmos.
Yes,
King
God
of the
gets
Cosmos.
drunk, destroys the universe. So he takes you, who the prince of the universe, his son. He gives you a little ball, and he says, "I need you to go to Earth and roll shit up so I can remake the stars." So you got a little ball, and you just roll up, and as you collect stuff, the ball gets bigger and bigger.
And you have enough mass, you
And
can
then
make
as
a
you have
star.
enough mass, you can start collecting enough stuff, and yeah. And sometimes it might be like, I need you to collect as many crabs as you can so I can remake the Cancer constellation,
Okay.
things like that. But
That's cool,
you
okay.
just you go to a level and it uses like forklift controls. You use the two thumb pads on the
Yeah.
PlayStation 2 controller. You push them both forward, you move forward. You can move back side to side.
If you have to gather enough mass to collect bigger mass things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we skipped Anna, but that's okay. We'll go.
I was planning on going back.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
We're basically in the same place. We could go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yes, Katamari Dynasty is, and the visuals, it's just so
The whole
LSD
the
fever.
whole experience is super fun.
Oh my
I
God.
love the King of the Cosmos. He's
You want to experience LSD without taking LSD? Play Katamari Forever.
I just have to say, the King of
I've
the
seen
Cosmos
things about it. I
is
just
so
assumed
extra.
that.
Oh my gosh.
I just
Royal
assumed that the whole like
Rainbow!
clearing up the world thing was just a small part of
Royal
it, not the whole
Rainbow,
thing.
yes.
It's just how they teleport you. He goes, Royal Rainbow, and then vomits out a rainbow that sucks you back up into heaven.
Yeah, the King of the Cosmos is extra.
Oh, he is so flamboyant.
Well,
Yes,
I
it's Anna's
will
turn.
then put a horror game on our list.
I feel like you might have the most on your list, honestly.
Me?
Yeah. Because if they only have one, I feel like you might have at least two.
I have 0.
As far as I'm looking at, I have one.
Shit, what the fuck, guys?
Depends on what you consider some of my
Horror
other
games
games,
just make
but they
good
aren't really
favorites.
horror.
Oh.
Unless you consider existential.
Yeah, that's,
It's horror in the title, it's horror.
No, it's not horror in the title. But the game I'm talking about,
Uh-huh.
you know it.
I know.
Yeah,
it.
we know it.
Eternal Darkness.
Sanity's Requiem. Yes.
Oh, it was so, and it played cosmic horror correctly.
Yeah, it felt Lovecraftian, properly so.
I just remember, because I lived in a house where bugs were a relatively semi-common occurrence,
Mm-hmm.
so there was one sanity effect that caused bugs to crawl across the screen. Every single damn time it happened, I'd
fell
get up
for
to
it.
flick the bug off.
I remember when we were playing together, like Ian and I and several other people, we honestly fell for the sanity effect that was the, you played the shareware version, you had the real version. They were like, we were so pissed, and like, because we legitimately got the game for cheap. So we thought we might have actually gotten the demo disc, but it wasn't. That was an insane.
I remember me and Tony were all just like,
like,
what the fuck? Come on
We
now.
played so much of this. Oh. Damn you,
That's
game.
great. That's fucking great.
You play the game for the cosmic horror, but you also play the game for the sanity effects until you've gone through all the sanity effects. Then it loses its novelty. But yeah, some of them really mess with you.
But when you're in the main hub house, there's constantly this on the front door,
Well-
and I tried so hard to find who was knocking.
Basically, once you get to half sanity or lower, you start hearing the knocking all the time.
Mm,
Sounds fucking annoying.
And they had
not
like-
really.
I like what Ian said about the bust in the hallway.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
there's this guy's bust, just the limbless head.
I
The-
know
so
what
they-
this is.
The main
you-
character is a female. The whole time she walks by, and just stares at her chest. He just
because
stares
he's
at her bust.
because he follows you, but his
Oh, no.
set like at chest
No,
level.
he's not. He looks down. I was actually just playing.
Oh, he does actually look
He
down?
actually looks down at her chest because he's about mouth level when he goes like this.
Oh, god damn it!
No, he's just pervy. He's just the bust that stares at her bust.
That's fun.
I mean,
Oh,
Okay.
you.
So on to me. Okay, I'm going to put this one on here because I'm gonna address this now. I've got a lot. Little spoiler alert for my list. I've got a bunch of what I call community games. It's like stuff that you play with people, particularly close-knit people. And I'm starting with Mario Party. The Mario Party franchise
I do play a lot of Mario Party.
is fun.
the maker
It could
and maker of friendship.
Break friendships depending on how contestable we all
I've
are.
known at least one person I cannot play Mario Party with.
Oh,
It's me.
Sean.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say any names, but I know at least one person that you cannot play Mario Party with.
They get too
They
competitive
get
and too.
so mad, so
I
mad. It's a
remember-
video game, my dude.
I remember when he. Oh, that's all. That's the closest I'll get.
Mhm.
I had fun with one.
They were playing. I was just
I had
doing
fun while I
something, and
played
they
it.
were playing.
I probably
And he
really
said not to target him. Devin targeted him, and he literally.
He got so mad he pulled the controller and like yanked the plug out of the wall or something.
Yeah, I do remember he had no problem going after other people, but as soon as someone went after him, all of a sudden he was being singled out.
You can't play with, you cannot play with some people.
That's why
I was-
Mario Party is not higher on my list because you can't play with some people.
I still remember this is a great story. I was playing Mario Party Superstars with my wife, and we had a bet going. And the thing was, I was like, okay, I was trying to, because she hadn't played as much as me, I was trying to help her with all the mini games and stuff, doing everything I could to get an advantage. She didn't want to lose a bet, so she used the ghost to steal one of my stars. And I was like, what the? Come on, we were supposed to be on the same side. But you know what? I got both pity stars, at the bonus stars, we call pity stars, at the end, so it didn't matter, won anyway. That's karma.
Yeah.
She's like, did you just win via pity stars? I'm like, yep. Sure did.
It can happen that way.
I always have fun playing Mario Party, even if people through.
I'll get in fourth place. Whatever. It's a video game. I'm not that desperate to.
My favorite time I played was the first time. Okay, so I'm in high school. We're playing the Mario Party 8, and fucking first time it pops up, I'm in a room full of fucking high schoolers, and it's a fucking soda pop one where you gotta shake it and throw it off as high as possible. And one of the guys was Peach. I'm over there like Yoshi, and everyone else is giggling because they're making Peach doing this motion, and I'm just like, oh my fucking god.
I will
It's
say this.
funny.
High schoolers.
I will say this.
You were the group.
Mario
Was
Party
I?
Superstars.
Oh no! I'm
The
saying it's so
honeycomb game where you got to pick one or two, and
That's
that is
in
a
Mario Party
bullshit
2.
game.
I came from Mario
Because
Party 2, you're welcome.
it is so fucking easy to get locked out of winning through nothing that you've done of yourself.
Yep.
It is a bullshit. That is a bullshit game.
Everyone
Fuck
hated-
that game.
Everyone hated Mario Party 2 era too. Don't you worry.
Well, why did they bring it back for Superstars?
Because fuck you, Ian, that's why.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Your turn, Dale.
Yep.
Oh, another old classic. The original Missile Command.
I love
Missile Command!
Yeah.
Yay! I know that.
Hey, he put a horror game on his list.
Oh yeah, the
Missile
Death
Command.
Race.
No, Missile Command.
Oh, that was a
That's
horror
a-
game?
The
Well,
guy.
if it
guy
gets
who-
through.
Well, the
then-
guy who programmed Missile Command said that the game gave him nightmares programming
Yeah.
it.
He said he had horrid nightmares
Of
the missiles dropping on his city.
on it, yeah, because the cities are basically the cities on the California coast, what they represent. That was the idea, you know, just like you've only got so many missiles and so many bases, and the missiles never stop coming. It doesn't matter what you do,
Wow.
the nukes are gonna fall. Everybody dies.
Now, ideally, while you're doing the anti-missile system, you're evacuating everybody.
Yeah, but how far can you evacuate from a nuclear assault?
I don't know, but ideally, that's what the plan is.
Yes.
Everybody go deep into the ocean.
But yeah,
There was no level.
Become the
system, was
next
there?
Atlantis.
the
No,
missiles
it-
kept
it
coming
would-
till you ran out of ammo.
far enough away.
And
That'd
then
be
you
the
watch
best
the
bet,
cities.
honestly.
It was a high score situation. You
Yeah.
get as
Yeah.
fast as you can.
Because if you hit a missile and it exploded, the explosion could chain reaction and cause other missiles to explode. So the goal was to get the biggest chain of it with the, I think it was 30 or so counter missiles you have. And it doesn't even have like a game over screen. Doesn't just say end or something.
Something like that.
I don't know, I kind of like what
dies.
Chuck did with it and said if you listen to Tom Sawyer, you're going to get to the end game of it.
That was Space
yeah.
Invaders.
Space Invaders.
Yeah, Space Invaders. Yeah.
No, the show Chuck they did with
No, yeah.
Oh, did they? Because that was
Yeah.
it was Tom Sawyer when Fry was trying to play Space
I
Invaders.
have a dumb.
Well, the show Chuck they did this week.
Okay.
I have a dumb story about Space Invaders. I might as well tell it since Space Invaders is not on my list.
Is it on Dale's list?
I don't know.
Actually, no.
Okay.
So when I was really young, I used to play. I played Space Invaders on someone's old Texas Instruments game, and only it was like now that I'm older, I realized what was really going on.
Uh-huh.
But I swore I had an instant win button in the game. I pressed when things got dicey. I pressed this, and everything got cleared, and I won.
Uh-huh.
What I really was doing, because the button I realized was Q. What I was doing was I was accidentally quitting the game. I wasn't winning. I was quitting. I thought I was winning though. I thought I cleared the screening and won.
That is great.
Hey, you've seen more games, you know.
The only
Best
way.
move you have not to play.
Best move
Yeah.
not to play.
Ignorance is bliss.
See, I was
That's
having the
funny.
time of my life because I kept winning.
Heck
Things got hard, and I was like, I win. And no one had the heart to tell me that I was actually quitting.
And they
Alright.
say quitters never win.
At that point, when I had no idea I was quitting, I was winning all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Alright, let's get Devin in.
Alright, now we start talking about New Vegas, because that's the
Oh,
next one.
Okay.
The reason it's on my list is because when Fallout 3 came out, didn't start playing until like a year later, because that's when I got my PS3. And I got my PS3, I got Modern Warfare 2, Fallout 3, and a third game I never played because I don't fuck Metal Gear Solid 4. It was Metal Gear Solid 4, I'm pretty sure.
That would be why you never played it.
And out of those three games, the most I played was Fallout 3.
Mm-hmm.
I played it so much that when you go into my save file on my PS3, you can't play it because I have so much stuff in my megaton house that it freezes the game instantly. Fallout New Vegas came out, and even though I was getting bored of Fallout 3 of how much I played that fucking game, New Vegas was just good enough to keep me in the game again. Do the exact same fucking bullshit I did before. Lag out the game of all the shit I hoarded.
Yeah.
I might have a hoarding problem in those games.
Okay, so I know that
Might.
because I've told me both. From what I've heard, Fallout New Vegas is more widely received than Fallout 3. That's the experience I've
When
had.
it came out, that was not true, but now it's like a cult classic and has gotten more.
Also, for
love.
some reason, Fallout New Vegas is considered the trans game.
What game?
Trans femme game. As in, for some reason, it seems like it was a lot of trans femmes awakening.
That's,
I couldn't tell you.
That's just the meme going around the trans femme thing.
that's fine, but I
Interesting.
don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like, I never
There's
played
not
very far
really
into
many
New Vegas.
representation for anyone in that game besides.
Fallout New
I don't know
Vegas
either.
did give us a banger of a Stupendium song though. The house
I love
always wins.
No,
It's fun.
I like Fallout 3 better, and it's because in Fallout New Vegas, everything feels kind of laid out for you. Like, you just go down this road and there's a thing. But in Fallout 3...
really? Because I got lost a lot.
See, I know.
I always explore those games, and I didn't get to New Vegas until I was literally level like 15.
But in Fallout 3...
I got
just,
so distracted.
Fallout 3 feels more like I'm exploring a barren wasteland. Like,
I agree.
you just walk in down nothing, because there's nothing, and there's some burned out church over there. I want to fucking see what's in that burned out church. I never got that feeling from New Vegas, ever.
See, I kind of got the opposite feeling in Fallout 3. In Fallout 3, I have this, like, I'm exploring DC. I have all these buildings and things to do. While Fallout New Vegas, I'm in the goddamn desert where you can't see shit. You're just kind of mindlessly exploring shit.
Yeah, you can't see shit. There's nothing. There's no random buildings to wander into and be
Fallout
like,
New Vegas
"What's in
felt
this? What's
a lot
in this?"
more
At least in the
bare.
first Fallout, you could find the TARDIS.
But
But that's my experience with the
That was an
Fallout.
Easter
Fallout 3 and New Vegas.
did you play New Vegas with the Wild Wasteland perk?
I don't remember.
That might have been your problem.
No.
With the Wild Wasteland perk, this crazy shit happens, my dude. And they don't explain why. Except for 2 instances.
But I don't believe your game. You should have to choose something in the game to take over one of your perks.
I
in order for
agree
the game to be
completely.
fun.
I agree completely.
All I can say is the 2 games felt very, very, very similar to me.
Yes, I agree with that.
But Fallout 3, I felt this like desire to go out and explore and find every nook and cranny, and it never hit me like that in
I'm
New
not
Vegas.
gonna lie, I think the main reason I like New Vegas better than Fallout 3 is the LED stuff. Like in Fallout 3, everything is like very bland and like not light up.
Fair.
With New Vegas, you have those cool ranger helmets with the red eyes. And
Fair enough.
You have the XO1 armor with the backpan that glows and shit. And I like things that glow.
And I like
I am a very simple man.
I like New Vegas' faction system.
I do too.
Because I've always hated binary good-evil choices in games. And you can call it Paragon and Renegade all you want. It's a binary good-evil system, and it's stupid, and games need to get rid of them. Ultima 4, back in 1980, had an 18-point alignment system.
That sounds
Good lord.
complicated as fuck.
Not really.
Uh,
It was part integral to the plot, so it's very simple. It's like, oh, I need to increase my bravery score. Don't run from a fight. I'm just saying, if in 1980 whatever they have a 18-point alignment system, there is no reason in 2020 to have good evil as give us a more than acts, which is what the faction system is. It's like what you're standing with what Brotherhood, which are paladins, or what you're standing with what I don't even remember all the fucking factions.
Are you Technicos or Rudos?
Also, another thing I enjoy about New Vegas, I may have figured out why it's a meme in the trans community. Maybe, I don't think so. I'll have to rethink it. You get a goddamn ghoul as a companion in New Vegas. I don't think you get one in 3.
Neat.
Anyway.
I like ghouls.
I
I
think
like
you can
ghouls.
get a ghouls companion in 3.
Who is it? I don't remember. Because I always had fucking dog beat.
You help out a lot of. You help out a lot.
You
of
help
people.
out.
Oh yeah, you have a lot of ghouls. But you
And
also
they'll,
get two
like,
companions
go
in New Vegas.
They'll
enjoy
do it
that.
with you, I guess. So maybe you don't get him as a legitimate companion.
I had Dogmeat too as my companion. I don't
But
do
the
companions
problem
in
with
this game, so I don't like them.
Dog meat in 3 is
Either.
he's very easy to kill until you get the dog meat perk.
Yeah.
And then
How
he's
we doing?
unkillable.
We're about at half power, so
Oh,
we might not be able to do the whole list.
You want to do
one
like
take.
everybody's half? We gotta ever get to 5, or ever get to 6, I guess.
That sounds about
And then we'll do the second half.
another time.
in 2 weeks. Because next
Yeah.
week we have Thanksgiving.
3, 4, 5.
We're recording this the week before Thanksgiving. It probably won't be up.
Yeah, it probably won't be up by then now.
Don't date the video.
Next kill.
Oh, I'm next. Oh, yeah. New Vegas was yours.
Yep, the
I
next
forgot.
one.
This is number
We're on
4,
7
I
now,
think,
right?
yeah?
I believe so.
Gonna be weird.
Yes.
Gonna be extremely. I don't know. I don't want to say controversial. Controversial, but weird for this group, and I don't think it'll be surprising for you. The Sims 2, specifically the PS2 version.
It's actually very surprising.
Because it's the only Sims game I've played where you can actually control your character, the analog stick, instead of using the pointer.
You know how long it took me to figure that out? Took me a while.
And I loved that about that game.
I was
and
surprised
I
you put a Sims
I
game on
put
there.
so much time into that game, and I loved it.
I am surprised you put Sims on
It
there.
is
I've only
so
played
fun.
3 in medieval.
Because it's so. I just feel like The Sims is just so replayable.
It is really
You could do
I
something
thought
different.
about playing the first one.
You can
when I
play
was
it
playing the
100
first one.
times and have a completely different experience every time. It's just awesome.
I don't want to know how many myself.
I've talked about this before. I don't like games where I don't have an end goal. That's why I don't like Minecraft.
You have an end goal.
Ender Dragon? Kind of. I mean, the Ender Dragon, but like...
It's still an end goal.
But that's not what the game's about.
It's still an
I
end
want
goal.
a plot. I want to follow a story.
If there's a speed run in the game community for the game, there's an end goal.
Fair. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if there aren't speedrunners for the Sims games.
I know there's a lot of people that do like trying to have 100 kids thing.
Yeah, there are goals in it. It's just, I've never gotten it. That's why I liked Sims Medieval, because that actually had like plots
Sims
and stuff.
Medieval is fun too. But I just really like The Sims 2, specifically for PS2, because you can control your character with the analog stick.
It's my first one. I won't say all of them, honestly.
So you're not going to be... Okay, you're not going to be
But
covering it here.
I'm going to be mainly probably talking about
Alright.
You go ahead.
Like I said,
Then I'll go ahead and put a little bit of a discussion for it in here. No, I'll save it. But we'll put that back for our favorite videos. The next game on my list is one that I also bought for brand recognition because I bought it to play it, essentially to meme on it, because I felt, after looking at the developers, it had no right to be this damn good. It, at the time that this game came out, if you had told, when I learned who made it, the two developers who came together to make it, I thought, there's no way this can be great. And it was the best damn thing ever. And it spawned, everyone found that out and everyone believed it. Because at the time, let's be real, a collaboration between Square Enix and Disney had no right to be as goddamn good as Kingdom Hearts was.
This is fair.
Which is the best in the series?
1.
2 for me.
2 for me.
2.
Aha!
2 was pretty good.
One of the big things I loved about Kingdom Hearts so far, at least the mainline series, I'm not sure I've never gotten to play
Some
3.
long monologues.
I haven't played 3 either.
I played 3. I enjoyed it.
Is it didn't fall into the same thing that a lot of more modern trilogies are falling into, where the first game and the sequels are completely different games. Best example I can give of that is Mass Effect. You play Mass Effect 1, and then you play Mass Effect 2 and 3. Those are completely separate games.
I found the Kingdom Hearts games seem to build on each other.
Yes, they do. They are actual sequels.
I understand that.
Well, that's because they were made in the PS2 era where a lot of the sequels did that.
Not all of them, though.
Yeah, but the
I said a lot,
But
Josh,
the
not all.
newest 3 was made in, just like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but 3 is
Xena-
kind of different. Not too much stuff to be mad about it, but it is slightly different.
And every
Xenosaga
mechanic,
was a PS2 RPG that had systems completely different.
but
I said most. I didn't say all.
But every mechanic that you learned in the previous games, even the sub games of Kingdom Hearts, come together in everything you can do in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, that's right.
So that it builds on each other. It's like, you learned this technique in this game. Well, you can still do it here.
I will say that I feel like 3 is the most different out of the 3 of them, because 2 and 1 are...
Pretty different.
I feel like 2 and 1 were just made so close together, they were just kind of...
Just don't follow the story.
Oh my god.
Kingdom Hearts is the most simplest, easily to follow storyline ever.
It is true, as long as you throw out what the writers wrote and make up your own shit.
And
Which is how I
not have
play
the
it.
same name for multiple fucking things in the franchise.
Yeah.
Keyblade and the Keyblade.
Hey, look! It's pronounced the same,
I'm
it's spelled
really pissed
different.
off.
I will
It's not
defend that.
that bad.
I will defend that because I think that's a cute pun.
It's Says key as in key, and then key as in like life force nonsense.
Yes.
It's completely different, just pronounced the same.
And the Greek letter.
Yeah.
I
still
think
pisses
that's
me
cute.
off.
I think that's cute.
It still pisses me off.
What pisses me off about Kingdom Hearts is you have to watch a concert that no longer exists to get a piece of the plot. That is bullshit. Fuck you, Square. The books
or
don't matter.
Or play a online game that has been shut down
Yeah.
to get a piece of the plot too.
I
To
thought
quote-
Sigma is still online.
To quote film, or not film, was it?
Thought it got shut down because
Cinema Sins. The books don't fucking
It's
matter.
not that important to the plot, though, so you can kind of pick it up
it
as
has
you go.
one very important plot point that if you did not play that game, falls on deaf ears like it did mine, and I was very confused on what the fuck was going on. I had to Google that shit. I had to Google explicitly why that scene happened.
It's true, I don't
And it's
like
adorable.
homework with my games.
Ooh, hey, I have an idea. Anybody who sees this, comment if you want to see this. We try to explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts to Dale.
Oh my God!
Josh has done it already. Josh already has.
Josh, what the
Josh
fuck?
already gave it to me. So.
Yeah, but he
We explained to Caleb.
I
Caleb
skipped a
doesn't know
lot,
it.
to be
I've
fair.
only ever played the first game and not
But
even.
you do it to Caleb, and Caleb's very cynical.
Yeah.
I
That's
did
true.
skip. I skipped a lot, so it still might be fun.
I'm
to talk.
perfectly cool
okay.
with have you guys explaining the plot of Kingdom Hearts to me because I don't know it.
I
So
don't
let's play the
either.
first one.
I've barely played the first one. I
I've
haven't
played a
all the way through.
lot of it, and I still don't know most.
So there we go, video. Us trying to figure out the plot.
The
of
only thing
Kingdom
you need to
Hearts.
know is King Mickey's badass because Disney paid Square a lot of money.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he's badass anyway.
It said King Mickey was gonna be badass no matter what Disney paid.
Really? Because he's a bitch in that Mickey Mouse Super Nintendo
And the
game where he
most
goes through the
powerful
different eras.
character in all Square
Well,
Enix
in that
and all
game, he
Disney
didn't learn to be a
is
friggin'
Donald
time
Duck.
wizard.
Fair.
The most powerful character in all Square Enix
Oh, yeah.
and Disney is Donald Duck now.
Yeah.
They made it canon.
They made an official spell that no one else uses. Zeta Flare?
Oh, didn't like one other person, the actual Final Fantasy people, use it and use the power of some sort of god to cast it
Yeah.
without dying?
Which is why Donald dies in that one timeline that you fix.
Spoilers!
Oh,
How do you spoil a plot that doesn't exist?
You're spoiling the gameplay.
Fair.
You never play that part. You never actually hit the menu, Donald casts Zeta Flare. It's not gameplay. It's a cinema scene.
Yeah, but how you fix it is gameplay.
Well, yeah.
So
Sort
fuck
of. You go back in time with stupid.
Timey-wimey bullshit.
Time on.
yeah.
Chaos.
It's always timey-wimey bullshit.
And technically he doesn't die on stream. Because he does walk off.
Then he doesn't die.
This is exactly.
He doesn't
Well, he's
die.
very Hellion player, he's
He
dying.
never died. I guarantee there's a
And then we reverse time.
there's a
So I think
somewhere
it's
where
Ian's?
he's hide down in some ice
Ian.
cave.
It's Ian now? Yeah.
Yes, he is too.
Alright.
You're
So
number
this was one I know.
You're fucking racist. Fell
I'm just
on me.
saying. I'm just saying.
This was one me and Anna were talking about having to add. I had to kick Shining Force off my list for this. But Legend
Hold on. What the fuck is Shining Force?
It's a very famous Genesis Tactics S game. It's almost like a precursor to Advanced Wars or Final Fantasy Tactics.
How dare you get rid of an obscure video game to make yourself less obscure?
Oh no, this is more obscure than Shining Force.
Really? Because I actually know this game. I don't know that game, but I know the game you're about to say.
Legend of Legaia?
Never mind. I thought I was listening to Scream.
Nope, Legend of Legaia. Which
Never mind. I
is
apologize. I have no idea what
almost
the fuck that
a
is.
turn-based fighting game?
Legend of
Yeah.
Legaia was weird.
I
Because
thought
how it worked is a turn-based system, but on your turn you inputted a combo like down, down, up, and you would do like a special move like a somersault kick or like a
I like
spin.
it. You should try it out.
It is weird. It is a turn-based. It is basically a turn-based fighting game.
Yep.
It sounds awesome to me.
But you said Legend of Dragoon. And
I did say
you
Legend of
both
Dragoon.
went like, ooh, and looked at each other.
No,
so-
we were. I knew exactly what she was thinking. Because we were on the same wavelength with this. I did have to pick
Yeah.
Shining Force for Legend of Gaia.
Yeah.
So, Legend of Dragoon is a very well known game,
Legend
so
of
I was
Dragoon is
about to
very
say. However, I don't know what the fuck that game is at all.
Don't you question Ian's obscureness, okay?
Oh, I've got an obscure one coming up.
This is the probably Legend of the Guy and Wizardry are the two most obscure ones on the list. The one other ones are ones everybody's heard of.
So, none of them
I don't
are really all
believe
that obscure either.
I mean, I don't really. I don't play games as much as you or Anna do, so my deep pools are nowhere near as deep as my movie pools. Because I can pull some fucking movies that no one's ever heard of. That's Tuesday for me, but video games less so. But yeah, it's that, and every spell in the game is blue magic. You have to beat up monsters, and then take their magic from it.
I do this.
Oh, I can get into some obscure video games.
I only get into obscure newer video games.
Who has played the Toho Project series?
Oh god.
Does that have to do with Godzilla?
No.
But it should, if it's Toho.
Right.
It's a bunch of magical girls. It's a shmup where you play as magical girls.
No.
It's got Toho, it's the Godzilla or nothing.
Yeah.
Is that your next game?
No.
So I'm done with Legend.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
on Josh.
Okay, it's my turn.
Oh yeah, we are on Josh.
Okay, Josh.
Talking about obscure games. Darkened Sky with an E.
Dude.
That sounds familiar.
I don't know that at all.
Darkened Sky is functionally a clunky mess of a game. I can't say it's unpleasant. It is fun. It is a GameCube game that feels like it was one of those slightly older, early 3D computer games, platformers.
Mm-hmm.
But what puts this one on the list is the sheer craziness of it. Because once you start collecting power stones that are required for you to cast magic, you soon realize that this is a promotional game for Skittles.
Oh!
You are
I
kidding.
knew it.
I
was
am not.
familiar.
I am not kidding. The power stones you collect are different colored Skittles.
Yes.
To craft your spells, you cast your Skittles in a certain order.
Oh, good
I don't know that game at all.
It is.
Yeah, same
It
here.
is so. It's so schlocky that it's
Yeah.
actually kind of fun. And up until recently, until someone freaking challenged them, the internet had no porn for the main character.
Those are unfortunate. She's
Once-
actually pretty cute.
Once it was brought up, now there's 2
Oh, good.
pieces of porn. But the internet had to be challenged before they made porn of her.
That's literally the polar opposite of fucking Splatoon.
Good grief.
I know, which we'll talk about later.
Oh god.
Oh, is that?
It's Splatoon's on the list.
That
Well,
makes
it
sense.
has to be.
That makes sense, right? Well, that's my favorite.
I've got nothing to say.
30 seconds. 30 fucking
Literally
seconds.
never heard of this game before.
That
so.
is.
I was
that
tempted
is
to find
nuts.
a GameCube emulator and play Darkened Sky, but I've revealed the big thing, so it
I
doesn't
only ever got it as a demo.
yeah.
Well,
But yeah, it's a Skittles promotional game,
once I replace my plug.
but
Real.
it is a dark fantasy Skittles game.
We were gonna do.
I can't wait to see that.
I made a call. We were gonna do a Skies of Arcadia playthrough, but my GameCube, what are they? 3-cord wires. What the hell is that?
RGB?
So-
RGB.
RGB wire. The yellow piece came off.
So it's entirely possible the next game that we play, well, they figured that out.
RWY.
I'm just.
The next game
Yeah, you're right. Fuck.
next game we'll play while they figure that out may very well be a Pokemon Violet.
I'm just gonna order a new one online here.
Yeah, but it's like depending on what comes first is whether or not we'll do Skies of Arcadia or Pokemon Violet.
Well, we'll just see.
I don't know
yeah.
where the fuck comes my head first.
Is it Dale's turn?
Yes.
Yes. This is another arcade game, but it has a very fascinating story that goes with it.
I already know what it is.
It was called Steel Talons.
Never mind.
That's
It's not
familiar.
Palladium.
And
Right.
it was
I was gonna say
a
right
helicopter combat game.
Ah, yes.
It was a double, I call them simulators because it was the one where you get inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be 2-player or you against the computer.
That's cool.
but it was helicopter combat. And they used very cutting-edge graphics and helicopter designs that they swore were prototypes of actual helicopters.
That wouldn't surprise me.
And what happened to the game? Me and my friends would go play it, played it a few times, loved it, getting into it. It disappeared. The makers took it back. So it turns out there was like massive recall nationwide. Here's the crazy part of the story.
The creepypasta
It was designed by guys who did simulation programming for the United States Army. They were using actual military spec graphics and helicopter designs. And the rumor was, like the last Starfighter game in the movie, they were trying to find future helicopter pilots for the military.
That's why we're both
realistically, it was probably a copyright issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why he said rumor had it. It's like,
yeah, Starfighter thing.
We finally found the fucking game that Polypiece is based off of.
Oh, actually, Polybius was probably more likely based off of Berserk.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole like government coming in and like.
Oh yeah.
Part of the story.
Probably.
Because.
Well, you know, the Angry Video Gamer James Ralph found a copy of Polybius, whatever.
Oh shit.
Okay, well,
yeah.
We've got one more, or number 5 picks.
Number 6.
We had to crank through real quick.
6.
No, this is 5.
No,
this is 6. Oh.
We're at 6 now.
Are we actually at 6?
I've been keeping track.
We're at the halfway point.
Well, we're at like 1 bar on the camera. So
Alright,
we
were going to about 6 anyway, so.
Mine's gonna be quick.
Okay.
I don't know how long mine's going to be. Mine is Dale done with his number 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Attacking the Power of Juju.
Attacking the. Okay.
Specifically, the second one is my favorite, and the only reason why I prefer the second one over the first one is I really, really love the design of the Staff of Dreams. I just find it very fucking beautiful, and I also like how there's a lot more to the game than just going around the fucking town and fucking shit up. I suck at the games when I was a kid. I would love to go back through and actually try to beat them.
I know the game, but I don't know enough to actually add anything to a conversation.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
So I think that's it.
Caleb?
Just nostalgia for me for that one.
Hey, mine's a nostalgia one too.
Kind of the same, nostalgia purposes and everything. But my number 6 is Tekken 5.
Yeah.
Just because I've always been a fan of Tekken. Tekken was like one of my very first games ever. I think I played Tekken when I was 3.
When it comes to fighting games, my favorite is Soul Calibur.
You know what's
Soul
Tekken was
Calibur's
better?
great.
Bloody Roar.
Bloody Roar was
Where's
also
our
a
Bloody
very good
Roar?
one.
That makes sense
Bloody
for
Roar was
both
also
of
a
you.
very good one.
Your favorite fighting games. That makes sense for both of you.
Where's our Bloody Roar reboot game?
I agree. But yeah, that's just because I highly enjoy
To be
it.
fair, though, the
It's one of
only
the first
reason I
games I ever
bought Soul Calibur 2 was because it was going to have Link.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
My copy had Spawn. I had the Xbox.
But I want to go back to tech for a second. The reason I had so much nostalgia is I was in a rush and I forgot to say this, and I wanted to say this. It's the very first video game where I stayed up 24 hours playing. And I was very shocked my mom came in to wake me up. I was just there playing Tekken like, what? 'Cause I didn't know what time it was. I was just
Oops.
playing.
Okay.
Mine was the first JRPG I ever played. Breath of Fire.
Oh.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
Never.
It's actually, there's like 8 Breath of Fire games.
Cool. Guess what?
I
Never heard
only
of
played
it.
1, 2, and 3. I didn't know about any of the others.
I only played Dragon Quarter.
Dragon Quarter sucks. Fuck Dragon Quarter. That game is ass. It is. Dragon Quarter's cheap because you have to die and restart the game in order to progress in the game. It's stupid and it's bullshit.
I want to read your little list after we're done with this. Because I want to see how many of those I
How
actually
dare
know.
you?
I'll just bump them off real quickly off camera. But it's not a good game. And the encounter rate is oppressive, but it was the first JRPG I ever played, and I have fond memories of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean,
And also, the main character turns into dragons.
that's pretty bad.
That's always cool. Turning into a dragon is always badass.
Yeah,
And his
you have
That's
to
why you like that
strategically
Kickstarter
choose which dragon to turn into.
That's even cooler.
and then the
Being able to turn into a dragon is cool. Being able to turn into multiple dragons is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, there's like 9 dragon forms, and then the white mage turns into a giant eagle.
Well, that's
Flies
cool.
you. And you know how most games you have an airship? What you get is Nina turning into a giant eagle to fly you around. and
That's sexy.
there's a fish man.
That
Yeah.
seems sexy.
H.P. Lovecraft.
God damn it!
Half your
It always comes back to that.
half the part of your animal people. You got dragon dude, wing lady, mole person, ox person, wolf person, fish person, snake lady, and then a dude with a knife.
Is this favorite games discussion how we find out you're secretly kind of a furry?
Probably, I guess.
Bloody
A
Roar, a game where everybody turns into animals.
There's no secret I'm a furry. Or was, or it's complicated.
No, I'm just into tentacle porn.
That's that too.
It's honest
For
furry.
me,
And, yeah.
speaking of furry, the game I'm picking as my 6th is one where you actually get to play as an animal.
Akami?
Rapper the Rapper.
Oh, Kami!
Yes!
Oh,
Guess that
okay.
one right.
I guess Rapper the Rapper.
Animal Crossing. I'm kidding.
It's all. You don't get to be an animal on
It's
Animal
true.
Crossing.
You are the only
Bullshit.
human. You are the only animal in Animal Crossing.
Although, isn't technically human and animal?
Yes.
So every game we're playing is animals.
But Okami was one of the few games where you actually play as a wolf. I actually felt like a freaking animal in that game. I didn't feel like I was just playing, even though technically you are, and it's really not that different from an actual. It actually felt like I was playing as a wolf, not a human.
And in fact, you're playing as a goddess. But anyway.
That's the name of Okami.
Yep. Which does also, yes, Okami just utterly feeds the
Weeaboo.
weeaboo in me. Just like, all just bathing into,
I'm a recovering weeaboo. I was a weeaboo, but I have been manga free for like 3 years now, so.
Traitor!
Anyway, Josh.
I was going to put Pokemon on the list, but in all honesty, I like the Pokemon franchise, but when it comes to monster training franchises, on my favorite list, it's got to be Monster Rancher.
Thank you for putting it on the list so I don't have to. Monster Rancher 2, right?
Oh, I liked 1 and 2. I've never played 4. 3 was a disaster.
Yeah, I never played.
The GameCube Advance ones were kind of meh as well. But I do love the Monster Rancher franchise. And I'd love to see it come back. And, yeah.
Well, you can do a lot with Monster Rancher with like nowadays
Oh, yeah.
graphics
Oh,
and
yeah.
engines and things like that.
Mhm.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to do the CD thing anymore because that's.
Yeah,
Well,
no more
Well, you can do
unlock
something
parties.
similar.
Oh
to
yeah,
it.
you could. Dude, just pull up your favorite YouTube video and see.
Yeah,
what you
like
get.
make it URLs. Yeah, or hell, you could even make
you
it
know
like
what I'm
different.
going to do?
Something that...
Buy your monster here!
Yeah.
No, see, that's what we don't want. We want an actual like external.
Something that they were doing with, I guess they are sort of bringing back Monster Rancher. There's a new like sub thing. It was specifically kaijus, but it's the Monster Rancher universe. But what they decided to do was your files in your system's database you can pull monsters from.
Well, you can also do a weird, like, mobile game that's kind of works like scanners. You can take pictures of
Yeah.
QR codes.
QR
You can do
codes,
QR
yeah.
codes,
Yeah.
barcodes and shit.
So, quick
And you could
question
connect the
for
game to
people.
an app. Wouldn't be hard.
Does anyone have a Pokemon game on their list?
No.
No, I was going to, but I took one.
I will never consider Pokemon my favorite game ever. I don't like Pokemon.
I think most of the Pokemon games are playable, but I don't really ever go back to them.
I just wanted to mention Conquest real quick.
Pokemon Conquest is really fun.
Yes.
Tactics style game, but it's Pokemon, and it's set in a fictionalized feudal Japan, where Oda Nobunaga's the big boss,
Yep.
and you're trying to win back Japan from Oda Nobunaga, who of course is a dragon master. It's fun. It's actually fun.
Yep.
I don't know.
I don't know either, dude.
It's for the DS.
Oh god.
Where's the 3DS?
Probably 3DS.
I think 3DS. It was one of those. But I just know.
I've got it.
I just know
I
it
can
was
bring it over
super
and show you
duper
guys.
fun.
Oh God, I loved it.
And a lot of fans were like, make another Conquest game. We don't care about your other side Pokemon shit. Make Conquest 2.
That's done with it.
Hang me on the cross. I like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
A lot of people do,
Haven't played
actually.
it.
But I like those dumb roguelikes. It's not on my list, but I feel like I could almost do just a whole 10 honorable
But
mentions.
still, if people can, Monster Rancher is a fun franchise to get into.
I mean, this idea becomes really, really popular, and we get down to our top 10s, we can just go through our 11 to 20.
Well, to me, it's a lot of games, not necessarily games that I would consider my favorite, but games that I liked that had stuff that felt like would be interesting to like just do a whole review on.
But not, I could figure we can do another discussion that is not tied to the top 10 format, just other games we want to mention and talk about.
But anyway, Dale.
Finish us up.
From the Clint Eastwood movie of the same name, Firefox.
Unfamiliar.
You are the pilot of the Firefox, and you shoot down all kinds of other planes, bombers, missiles that are coming at you. And as you level up, the stuff starts coming faster and faster.
What kind of vehicles, Firefox?
It's a experimental Russian plane that you have just stolen from
Gotcha.
them.
Okay, it's plane. That's Airwolf's the helicopter.
Airwolf is the helicopter.
Okay, so yeah, it's the jet version. Alright, got it.
That's cool.
Alright, that's cool.
Heck yeah.
We'll finish this up in another video when we have power. It's like 7, 8. It's like 7, 8, 9, and 10.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We did it halfway.
Yes.
This time.
Because I've been
We
counting
did
down
10
from
for
10,
6,
10, 9, 8. We
5
did
for
10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Now we're going to do 5, 4, 3.
That's
2,
why I got confused.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, we'll finish up the list next time. And stuff like that. So, if I get to shut this thing
Yeah,
off.
I was
Discussion.
a little confused too, or I would have had Steel Talons higher up.
Now to kill.
Ranking doesn't matter that much, but yeah.